Welcome to the Doomsday Report. Now, these guys are no strangers at all to Glasgow's scene. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Wolfpack themselves. Welcome back to the Doomsday Report, guys. How's it going?
How's it going? Brilliant.
Now, it's been a while since I got the chance to actually chat to you, and in fact, a lot of things have changed since the last time you were on. Most notably, the return of Bob and Scott. So, I guess my first question is, how does it feel to have the pack back together?
It's a fucking nightmare. Can't wait to get rid of them again. No, it's been good. It's been good having them back. It's been a whole load of fun, and having them back, it's like they've never left really. It's just kind of got back into the swing of things, eh?
Absolutely. Awesome. Now, how did it all come about? Because obviously you had other commitments at the time, and so did you. And now you're back, so what's the story behind the return? Is there a story you can tell?
I think, looking from the outside, I think they went drastically downhill when I left, and I just got to a point where I said I can't really watch this anymore.
They need me back.
I thought this ship needs stabilising here, and so I decided to force my way back in again.
Absolutely drowning in modesty.
And things have just went up and back to normal again, which is tremendous.
As if it's never changed. Now, you guys, you're Sign to Forge management now.
We are indeed.
You used to be reaction management. Now, how did that change come about?
We've known the boss at Forge, John Craig. I've known him for a long time, and we felt that his roster and the vision and what he could offer us in terms of gigs in England and going to different places and would suit our style more than what we were getting at Reaction. Reaction was brilliant, and it was nice to. I worked with Reaction for a while with Jay as well, so we've got no ill feeling at all. We're still friends with him, but we just felt that our style of music and the way we wanted to progress in going further afield, that with his contacts down south, that he was the man to take us forward. So
you get more gigs down south and that. Now, you've got a few upcoming gigs. You've got the Breaking Bands Festival and the Forge Ahead Festival. Now, was that all sorted out through the management, or was that something that you had to do yourselves?
I think there's a bit of both. It's a hybrid relationship in terms of he's not a booker for us.
Right.
We're obviously, you explained at the start, we're well known in Glasgow, but we're trying to recreate that in different cities in the UK. So there's certainly an element where we've managed to pursue and take advantage of things, but he's also helped us with the Force Ahead as his festival. So it's all part of it's basically a journey. He's very well organised. He likes to be strategic and plan, and we try and stick to it as best as we can. But obviously, being musicians, sometimes doesn't follow the way it's supposed to. A plus B, it doesn't work to D.
Actually, might end up going on like random gym journeys, eh?
Yes.
Yeah, getting random phone calls in the middle of the night.
I have no memory.
I know you don't have a memory of that. That was actually a beautiful surprise. I got a random phone call from the guys one night. They had a couple too many gins, let's say.
Jamie's terrible on gin.
I'm unstoppable. Still got the cover for the last time.
So how are you feeling being back?
Yeah. What's up?
How are you feeling being back in the pack?
As Bob said, it's never, it's just the same, They asked me back, and I was like, yeah, I think I'll definitely want to come back,
Now, anyway, how was your lockdown? Did it affect your productivity in any way?
Wrote a new album. Yeah.
A whole new album? Bloody hell.
You could at least two. Now get 22 tracks.
And all I did was basically go to work, come home, sit and record. That's all I did.
I would actually.
And played the Maternal.
I would actually argue that the lockdown was really good for us, because our problem was we just gigged and gigged and gigged.
Yeah.
There was always another gig to prepare for. So being faced with, right, well, we've got nothing on. So we've had loads of stuff in the locker that we've not really kind of worked on. So we've just been battering into that. recording loads of demos after demo after demo. So just start working our way through them and
See,
start
so
recording.
that's actually one thing that I was going to ask you guys is, what are you working on now, and is there any plans for another full-length album? You know, or are you going to release it as singles, a couple of EPs?
Well, the
maybe?
plan is, so obviously we did some recording last year with Brian Range, which was brilliant. So the first 2 singles of that have already been released, Butcher and Ragnar. There's another one to come out. From those 3 recordings, obviously the guys have been busy writing all the material, so it's just a case of finding time to go back into the studio and get the rest done. But the way that the music industry is at the moment, and for local bands like us, it's important to be active on a regular basis. So if you're releasing singles on a regular basis, it means you're always in the social media. You're always in the spotlight. If you bring out 10 songs at once, for example, like we did previously, you release it once and then that's kind of it. You can bring singles out, don't get me wrong, but I think if we can work on a 2 to 3 month release, it means that you're always active and people are aware of you. You know? So that's part of the whole plan of when somebody from down south, for example, says, "Oh, we're Nocturne Wulf," well, it means that there's always something happening.
Force feeding them individually instead of trying to make them.
Well, I force feed the missus, like you guys, every single day, because see when I'm doing the housework, it's like NW's Blade.
Poor girl.
It wouldn't be so bad if he was, if he didn't think he was a new singer and he sang every single lyric of every single song.
There's only a few songs.
Brilliant.
And David Now, what are your plans going forward for the rest of the year?
That's a good question.
Everybody stare at Jamie.
I know. So I think we've got a huge backlog of stuff. We need to start working through it. It's all, this is like the kind of post-lockdown, all kind of getting back into swing with gigs, particularly now that we don't have masks and things like that. It's now kind of starting to feel a bit normal. So we've got a bunch of these gigs, we've got these festivals, and then it's going to just have to be getting all the new stuff all up to scratch, and then record it, and then
So we've got videos, we've got
I mean
it's kind of constant. It's like
it's just
we're
like
going to do this,
bang,
we're going to do
bang,
this, we're going to do
bang.
this. Like I said, we have to get back in the studio.
Yep.
So it's just fitting that into a busy life. That's it.
So what videos?
What videos?
Pestering you, Jargon.
Did I say videos?
Ah, you said videos.
Oh
This is not getting edited out.
Oh no.
TVC.
TBC.
Yeah, but we are looking for guest actors in it, to be fair.
There you go.
As long as you've got a t-shirt.
You got one.
Which one? I've got 2.
Exactly.
There you go then.
I'm waiting on your designer in a 3rd.
That's another thing we're working on as well.
that's
So yeah, it's constant.
Nice one. Now, what are your favourites out of the new songs to play? Everybody must have their own favourite. By the look of his face in that picture that's been going around recently, he was playing one of his favourites.
Happy Shaft.
Yeah,
Well, happy
there'll be more of those faces tonight, I think. I say Hammer. I mean, it's.
Oh, you mean the one that we haven't announced or
Yeah.
mentioned?
Oh,
or,
yeah.
Oh, we haven't discussed it tonight.
That secret song.
Yeah,
A secret song that we've definitely not played live
I know.
2 or 3 times already.
You mean Grammar?
What was that? That one?
Grammar or
Rammer. Aye.
Hammer?
Definitely not the sex song.
Tama?
It's not Hammer.
No. Yeah, it's a kind of difficult one.
That's
Because,
my favourite as well.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I think we're kind of at the moment in the studio we're all quite enjoying playing a kind of an unreleased song
Yes.
that we might be playing tonight. We'll
Yeah.
see. We'll see what happens.
We have.
Definitely not
On
called
the unrelated note, do we have a prop for that unreleased song tonight?
Surely
We don't
not.
know.
We're not
Surely
known
not.
for props, are we?
No. So yeah, I would say I think we'll let's say the
The unreleased song
Unreleased
that's
song.
definitely not called Tama.
It's,
That one.
it's definitely not called
It's
Hammer.
actually not.
Tama.
So it is called
it's not actually called Hammer, but you know.
Right now, have you guys got any updates that I've maybe forgotten to ask that you want people to know?
Hmm.
We might have a new song coming out.
Possibly. Maybe. But we can't tell you what it's called yet.
It's definitely
They're
not
called
Hammer.
It's definitely not called Hammer.
It's not.
I think I think in terms of we've got a few bits and pieces we've got arranged for like later in the year. It's been nice working with the Forge amp.
Yeah.
That is really good, and I think there's quite a lot of interesting bits and pieces that are coming from that. But we just need to wait and see. So to all be very patient.
So how many? See now that you're playing like farther down south. How many like gigs a year are you planning in Glasgow now? Because obviously you'll have less time dedicated to local shows.
Yeah, it's kind of difficult. I don't know. I mean, I think we're kind of at a stage now where we probably be a wee bit more sort of like pick and choosy. Just because fortunately we're a wee bit older. We've got some things to look after, and he's got responsibilities. So
I know these grey hairs.
I know.
The thing is, we're only. I mean, in the world is just coming out of the COVID, and all things are back to normal as such in the UK, but it's not really, it's not regular and it's not stable at the moment, because, for example, there was a festival last weekend, but I think the majority of the lineup was from 2 years ago. That was already chosen, then it's been rolled over and it's been rolled over, and we've had opportunities to play with some big bands, but just through the nature of Brexit, COVID, things like that, they keep getting put forward again. So it's very difficult to plan. Somebody said to me earlier, when's your next show in Glasgow? And I'm like, I really don't know at the moment, because it's just the nature of it. We could get an email tomorrow, and that's the way it's kind of working. It's more reactive rather than proactive planning at the moment. So it's difficult to say. But us, we just want to play as much as possible.
Oh yeah.
I mean, how does it feel knowing that you're getting those gigs farther down south and gaining fans that aren't from Scotland? How does that feel?
I think it's what we wanted. To be fair, it was part of the whole plan. It's if we're going to do it right, and as much as we don't want to sound big-headed enough, but you want to be known in your local scene, obviously, and then you want to branch out after that as much as you can, within constraints of our lives. We've got day jobs and different families and things like that, but it's a serious hobby for us, and it's making memories that my kids can go on YouTube and when they're old enough to see me swearing and stuff like that. Yeah.
I'm sure they've heard you drop the F-bomb a few times.
Unfortunately,
Oh dear. Now, you guys have been getting quite a fair bit of airplay from a few different radio stations, I've noticed. Notably me, Scotland Rocks Radio. How does that feel, knowing that your music's
It
getting
feels
out there,
really
getting
strange when
out
you listen to the radio and it's one of our tracks.
Yeah.
That will never get used to.
Well,
That and seeing people wearing a t-shirt like
Oh, that's weird.
wearing an Nocturne, I can't.
Yeah,
I'll
can't
never
get
my
that.
head
That's
around
weird.
it.
I think why you
Oh
doing
my God,
that?
we can't.
Do you know twice in my life I think someone's come up to me and said, "Oh, do you play Nocturne Wulf?" And I'm sitting there thinking, I have no idea who you are.
That was me.
I know it's him.
Just said he's got a
It's like,
stuff.
I know, it's like that. Yeah, why? Do you want a refund? So that is a bit mad, It's all good fun though. It's all good fun.
Awesome. Now, have you guys got any new merch at all or anything? I know you touched upon a new T-shirt design, maybe.
Check back later.
Check
back later.
Yeah, we hope to have some new merch to come out in line with a potential new song that we may or may not be releasing.
Definitely not
Have
Hammer.
we mentioned that? It's not
Definitely not Hammer.
So yeah, I hope so.
No, the plan is that obviously a specialist T-shirt, but then to branch out and it's probably more important to get feedback from what people actually want, and find out, a bit of engagement with people, and we can put out hoodies and hats and whatever else, but it's you don't want to just cluster bomb and put things out for the sake of it. You'd rather get feedback and see what people actually want, and then take it from there. So you just tell us.
I'll I've not got a hat. I've not got a backpack. I've not got
A pencil case, you want a pencil case?
I want a pencil case.
Socks.
I want a coaster. I've not got a
socks.
I don't think I've got a hat.
Understand.
So we need to, as a
And
shop to,
I also need to get a Nocturne Wulf tattoo.
there you go. There you go.
Yeah, in fact, that brings me to my next question.
We can't give you a refund for that.
Have you ever seen a Nocturne Wulf tattoo?
No, I don't think there's one exists. I don't
I-
think
no,
I don't think any of us would even get a Nocturne Wulf tattoo. We're not that brave.
No.
I would.
He would.
I was
I
very
would.
close to it right at the start, to be fair.
Really?
I got talked out of it.
Poor
But-
form, boys.
But
Poor
yeah,
form.
I think it's time. Yeah, I think it's
No
time.
last,
It is.
they'll not last that long since she's done.
Unfortunately, with the financial constraints at the moment, I'd have to do a GoFundMe for it. So if anybody wants to pay, yeah, I'll quite happily get it done.
Nice one.
Just not on my house.
On his forehead.
Brilliant.
Very well. Thank you for
Thank
taking
you.
the time out
Thank you.
to speak with me, guys. It's been a pleasure as usual.
Thank you.
I mean, this is actually the first time I spoke to you here.
Yes.
I mean, it was what? Audio,
Yep.
King
Touch,
Tut's.
Yep.
Cat House.
Cat House.
Was that not the Australia though?
It was.
Oh, I
I spoke to Easter.
Oh, no,
so it's twice at the Cat
Twice
House.
Cat House, wasn't it? Yeah. You kids just can't stay away, can we? Just can't stay away.
Was it?
No, thank you very much. It's great to see you.
Yeah, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's,
No, it's been a pleasure having you on. What can I say? I've been Esteban. This has been the Wolfpack themselves, Nocturne Wulf. And this has been the Doomsday Report. Keep it metal.